You guys had just made it to Chicago. Again, Badger had given you guys the hookup with some potential work in Chicago. You went to Chicago. You got a job from Quantum Princess to go hook up some Matrix nodes, and you did that lickety-split. It was pretty fine and easy, especially for the first one with the help of Malibu. You guys managed to walk right in and take care of business without any shots being fired. Along the way, though, you got a couple of phone calls for new jobs, and you ended up actually doing 2 side jobs along the way. The first side job was for a Draco form kind of guy. His name was Simon, and he worked for Satyr Krupp. He had you go and break into an old derelict research lab that was formerly Janus Industries. Simon claimed that Satyr Krupp formerly owned that lab and wanted to get some data off of their host, showing that they owned it, so that, you know, as the Chicago area and in general, and the containment zone in particular, is being revitalized because of this new revitalization program that's going on there. He wanted to make sure that Satyr Krupp wants to make sure that they have control over that. Well, while you were there, you ran into some really creepy stuff. Found some cloning lab that was there, but nobody was there. But there was sign of struggle. But either way, you went in, you got your stuff, you got out, got another side job, and was to go find some woman who went missing, and some Lone Star officer was looking for her to close some cold case that he was trying to close. You guys got sent out into another part of Chicago to find this woman named Samantha. You guys did find her. Turns out that she was actually someone who was being experimented on in that Janus lab, and she had just recently escaped from that lab, and you managed to send her back to Lone Star, and everybody felt really good about it because, you know, it was kind of a warm, fuzzy feeling. And you did it all without shots being fired, which, again, I say a second time because that's pretty amazing. So, now you guys are in Chicago. Badger has told you that probably some more work will be coming your way, and that you guys are going to be there for at least a couple of weeks, and has informed you guys that you should probably find a place to stay for the time being. Again, you could be there for 2 weeks to a month, you know, who knows. But to make yourselves a little bit comfortable, some lucrative business will be coming your way, and do you guys do that? How do you want to go about finding a place to stay?
Bobby, my lifestyle is traveling. I have a traveling lifestyle, so I don't need to adjust mine.
Good point. Yeah, you should be able to stay in little hotels here and there, and it's all going to be factored into your lifestyle. Exactly right. And that actually would be a suggestion I would make to everyone. That's a good suggestion. Traveling would seem to kind of fit all of your current situation. You're just going from place to place right now, maybe staying in coffin motels when you need to, maybe staying in, you know, low rent kind of areas, just you know, to have a place to hunker down while you're in Chicago. So my suggestion to you all is to take a traveling lifestyle. You can, of course, rent a fancy house on the outskirts of Chicago, close to Milwaukee, if you'd like, for a medium lifestyle. You know, in case Case is used to his fancy digs.
Yeah, they aren't that fancy. But I do need to look, and I can't find it here, the cost of just adding the local grid service.
Steven, I just found grid subscription, says that the monthly New Yen cost is 50. All right, what is Yonkers purchasing?
He is getting a key focus, or key foci, a rank 4 or force 4 improved reflexes foci. Should run me, by the book, about 12k. It gives me a add-up power, essentially, but I have to pay for it in karma because I have to get it tattooed on me.
Oh, right. That's the tattoo one. So it effectively gives you a power.
Should have asked Malibu to give me a hand. Hey, buddy, what's up?
I ain't even got paid yet. Hey, How you doing, man? Didn't you get my message about the thing that we talked that I wanted to know about? You got my message, right?
Yeah, I have your cut right here. Pretty simple. A little bit over 6K, about 6 and a 4, about 5 new yen short.
All right. I mean, I only left you about 12 or 13 messages, but yeah, let's fork it over there, buddy.
I'll pass over the certified crit stick. Hey, you know any awakened tattoo artists in the town? Need to get some work done.
Oh, sweet, man. I could use some more ink myself. Yeah, let me think about it for a second. I don't know what it is, man. Everybody's trying to get ink right now. It's like tattoo fever. Can't get you an appointment. Sorry, man.
All right.
Is this a special tattoo? Is that why this is requiring a roll?
Yeah, this is a focus.
Yeah. Oh, I get it. Okay, I get it. So you're getting some kind of like magic tattoo?
Yeah. Nothing too crazy. It's expensive though.
That's something I could do. Like maybe I could get a tattoo of like a cool like I don't know like a shark or something, but it makes so like bullets can't kill me.
Not exactly. You're not awakened, right?
I mean, no.
Not very easy to do then. Kind of a personal thing.
All right, man. Well, if you figure out how to do like a sweet anti-bullet shark tattoo, then let me know because I'd be willing to pay a little, some decent money for that.
I think if that was a thing, you would be not the first one in line.
Or like a tiger. Could you do like a tiger that stops bullets? Just wondering, man. Just wondering.
And Yonkers is going to pitch the bridge of his nose and just sort of, imagine that this is not a conversation he's having. All right, I'll give Quantum Princess a phone call.
All right, she answers the phone and says, "Hello. Oh, is this we just worked together, Yonkers, correct?"
Yonkers, yeah.
Yeah. How can I help you?
Need a bit of a 411 on the local area. Looking to get some magic ink done if you know anybody.
Oh, yeah. I think I might know somebody. I'd have to. What in particular are you looking for? Those things. From what I understand, not personally familiar with it, but from what I understand, those types of techniques can be pretty specific.
As I understand it, most of the artists who practice this sort of stuff tend to cater towards the style of the adept.
Sure, yeah, I understand. And you sufficiently explain to her what she needs to know, and she says, yeah, I can call around. Let me see what I can find out for you. I'll try to give you a call back in the next, try to give you a call back as soon as I can. All right, Quantum Princess calls you back, and she says she has somebody she can help you out with, or she can hook you up with. She's gonna ask for 500 new yen. It was, she had to pull a favor because you're somebody that. This is somebody. She says it's somebody that doesn't like to do, things for people that they just met or something like that. But she was able to pull some strings for you.
Cool. I can toss you the 5.
All right, so. About a week has gone by, maybe just a little bit less. It's the 29th of July in Chicago. Weather is feeling all right, as good as it can normally feel in Chicago. It's nighttime on the 29th, Tuesday. Nights like this remind you why Chicago is known as the Windy City and make you wonder why you haven't found some place with a more hospitable climate. As you ponder that thought, though, your comlink chirps with an incoming call, and as you answer the call, you're greeted with the sight of a short, squat man with greasy, slicked back hair, slicked back into a ponytail. And he's smoking a cigar, and he says to all of you on the call, he says, "Hey, guys, word around the zone is you're open for some work. Well, my name's Sid, and I'm your guy. I know everybody around here, so why don't you make your way on over to the vault so that we can have a little bit of a chat? I've got a lead on a choice job that's perfect for your team, and for your time, I'll make sure it's a visit you'll never forget. Just when you come on over, I'll be ringside with the champ. All right, see you then.
So, what's the rundown on the run?
He says, I'll tell you all about it when you guys come on down to the vault here, okay?
Have I heard of the vault before, Bob?
So you go ahead and roll your Chicago area knowledge.
Haunted House is going to do a matrix search on the vault at the same time.
Sure.
I got 3 successes.
So together you guys are able to figure out it's kind of a place that hosts a lot of fights. It's a professional kind of a fighting area, but it's also kind of a makeshift market area for kind of gray market and black market goods, and also attached to that is a clinic that's been up and running by a fairly respectable doctor.
Like a cyber clinic?
Yeah, they do some of that. It's mostly just kind of a general purpose clinic serving that part of the containment zone. But there's probably a little bit. You could probably get a little bit of maybe some low end work done on your cyberware or possibly installations.
Oh man, you guys, I love this place, the vault. I won so much money there. It was before you guys showed up. But there was this fight. It was between Cooper and Roderick, and Cooper slammed Roderick down so hard, and I won like 700 million. It was the best.
So, what? It's just sort of Fight Club cage match, punch the other guy in the goo?
Yeah, man, but here's the thing. If you go there a little early, you can kind of like, they let you hang out with the boxers and stuff, so you can kind of like scope them out, get a feel for them, and if you know a thing or two about the old 1-2, 1-2, it gives you a good edge in the bet. So that's why I go there.
Is it all flesh and chrome, or do they mix it up with the whiz?
I mean, I've only been there for the steel on steel, because I don't know if you know this, but back in my day, I did a little Golden Gloves, I did a little Cyber Spur Championship. Don't know if you ever heard of that. That might have been before your time.
Right.
I'm mostly curious how he got our number. He didn't mention that Badger gave him our contact information.
Might be from one of the local fixers we did some work for.
Well, I'm trying to lay low right now, so why don't you guys go check it out first. Make sure there's no, nobody has any Spanish accents.
Excuse me, what?
I mean, I'm just saying, just make sure nobody, says hola instead of, hello or guten tag house.
What's the weapons policy? Do they frisk at the door?
I mean, if you're not good at hiding your weapons, then I guess they'll find it, but,
Did you go in armed or did you not?
I mean, I know I never go anywhere without my old trusty handgun.
All right, I'll take the cab to go there. I don't want to bring my vehicle there.
I'll take my motorcycle, and I will hang out outside until somebody calls me and tells me that it's clear in there.
I'll go in and talk to the Johnson.
No cab is going to take you into the containment zone.
How close is it to the border of the containment zone?
It's a decent way in.
All right. I summon my moving truck by remote control, and as soon as it arrives, I change the paint job on it.
What are you going to have it look like?
I have it look like a manure and waste disposal truck.
All right, so everybody loads up into the manure and waste disposal truck, except for Malibu, who's going to be providing escort in a motorcycle. So you guys head out for the promise of a good show, and there's one constant in the back of your mind, which is never go it alone. No truer statement was ever uttered, especially in the CZ at night. Now, about 15 kilometers from the vault, you see the road ahead is blocked off by a Land Rover Model 2046, and a rusty old Leyland Rover transport is pulled off to the side. And there appear to be several dark figures pulling a child from the side of the transport towards the Land Rover. So you can easily recalculate your route to the vault, or,
Case will immediately pop into AR and start doing Overwatch, see what icons, specifically see if the gentlemen are armed with anything obvious.
Oi, House, stop the car.
Yeah, I'm stopping and I'm jumping into the car directly in case we need to get this scheisse out of here.
Yonkers steps out and pulls out his Savulite Guardian.
Go ahead and everybody give me a perception test.
3 for House.
0 successes for Debros.
2 successes for Yonkers.
2 successes for Case.
1 freaking success
All right.
for Matt.
Well, it makes sense. House is driving the van, and as you pulled up and came to a slow stop, you do happen to notice. House notices that there are 6 figures there. There's a ganger behind the wheel of the Land Rover. 2 standing sentry a little ways up the road. There's the 2 gangers you saw pulling a child from the back of the vehicle are right there. And then there's another one that House sees off on the side of the other vehicle. So that's kind of the layout there. House is the only one who sees the specific layout of all that kind of stuff. You guys just kind of generally see some people moving around, but you don't, unless House lets you know what's going on, the tactical situation, then you don't know exact numbers or anything.
Heads up, my vehicle's sensors are picking up a half dozen individuals, plus it looks like a smaller metahuman being pulled out of the vehicle.
Hey, Malibu?
Yeah, what's up? This is looking pretty creepy to me.
Yeah, I'm going to try some politics as a contact sport negotiation.
Need some backup?
Yeah. You got your AK on you?
Yeah, as always.
And Yonkers is going to walk up, gun down towards these guys.
Are you going to try to sneak?
No.
Case is trying to look for icons, I take it?
Yes, I'm going to see what's obvious first, and then delve into hidden.
I also want to be working on the astral plane, just as we pull it.
All right, let me handle Case real fast. Each of those guys is carrying a pistol.
Is that all I'm saying here?
Yeah, you can try to gather some more information if you'd like. There's an icon for the vehicle. The vehicle is currently running.
House wants to do a matrix perception check to see if the vehicle is equipped with a vehicle control rig.
All right, yeah, you don't see one.
Bobby, could I position my motorcycle so that I can take cover behind it without having to roll initiative?
If you wheel it up with it off that close, then yeah, you can get up there.
Yeah, I just want to be. I want to be where I can cover, as many of my comrades as I can, but stay as far as I can from them. So I don't want to screw up the negotiation or whatever's going on.
Sure.
I don't want to wig them out.
And did you see I got 4 successes on that matrix perception check?
Yeah, it looks like there's no control rig or any rigger adaptation or anything. All right, well, as you get to probably about where you are, Yonkers, you're going to have to roll initiative.
I think a solid 26 on initiative isn't bad.
So anybody who wants to participate.
21 for House.
14 for Malibu.
11 for Case.
Wait, they raise their guns, and they're kind of alert, and you can act before them if you would like, but they're pointing their guns right at you, indicating that they're definitely aware of Yonkers and ready to act.
All right. Are they all? Looks like in the pictures they're orcs.
They're not orcs. I mean, one of them is orcs. There's a human there.
All right. Just because I'm curious, what are they holding up at me? Pistols, semi-automatics,
Pistol.
assault rifles.
Pretty big pistol.
But he's obviously brandished a weapon at me.
Yeah.
So I have to practice preemptive self-defense. I'm going to do a called shot for extra damage.
All right, so you're shooting? Who are you shooting at?
Would be the guy on Yonkers' left, who I have a clear line of sight on. He's the one standing over the bus of the bus stop. And, called shot for extra damage, so up 2. Poke him for 5 successes, pa-pow.
4 net hits. He takes a solid hit from a bullet pretty close to the chest, and falls back onto the ground. And Davros, you're up.
I'm going to sense the closest guy that I didn't see, that Yonkers didn't shoot. See if that person. I'm going to sense that person. All right, 4 successes.
It looks like healthy guy who's alert. He's not awakened. He's not magically active. He's got a essence that is comparable to yours.
Okay, all right. Well, then I'm just going to use my remaining symbol action to come out of the astral plane.
So you're back in your body.
No, I just want to do the 2 guys directly behind the car.
Understood.
You just pointed at them. Yeah.
Now, one of them is carrying... they're both carrying a child between them.
Oh, those are the ones with the child. Never mind. I don't want to kill the child. I misunderstood that. Okay. I'm going to just put all of my dice pool into, him. Right now I want to put a lot of bullets in that person's body, so I want to do full auto, and I want to scream while I'm doing it.
Yeah.
Like this. Like that. I have 3 successes.
You started screaming and you fired 10 bullets, full auto right at that guy, and his eyes went wide because he was terrified by the battle cry of Malibu as he was hit by bullet after bullet in the chest, and he slumps and falls back onto the ground, and he's not moving.
Should start calling you Spray and Pray.
I don't like to fight, but when I do, I completely go nuts.
An overcoat is a hell of a drug.
The 2 guys that were carrying the girl, they drop her on the ground, and they kind of dart off in 2 different directions. So he jumps over slightly clumsily over the hood of that car and gets back here. The guy who is behind the wheel of the vehicle, he kind of rolls out of the far side of the vehicle that's facing away from you guys and moves to the back of the vehicle for some cover. So the one who moved to the side a little bit, he's going to fire at some bullets downrange, and he's going to fire at Malibu.
Don't forget I have cover. My poor motorcycle.
We'll give you a partial cover. That's what that means is when you roll your defense, you need to give yourself an extra 2 dice. You got 1 hit. And as he runs down and crouches, you hear him yell, "Try to take these guys alive. We need more bodies."
That doesn't sound fun. 3 successes.
He still missed. Case's turn.
Okay, I'm going to do a brute force onto the vehicle. 6 successes or 5 successes.
You get 4 net hits.
Still take 2 points of damage, and at 1 mark, it gets 1 mark and 2 points of matrix damage.
All right. Well, you see that the headlights that were previously on turn off, and some sparks fly from the dash, and the vehicle is now out of commission. It's a pretty rough-looking vehicle. So one of the last guys that was standing next to the other vehicle moves to the front to give himself a little bit of cover. So Malibu needs to roll his willpower.
Am I getting maged at? I'm rolling this with the point of edge. 5 successes.
All right. So a shimmering bolt of energy flies down and strikes you, but it seems to your aura deflects it, and it moves around you. Next up is Yonkers again.
Awesome. Yonkers is going to proceed down and finish off the guy who he started with. Another cold shot vitals double tap this time. Another 5 successes.
All right, he's dead. Next up is Malibu's back on.
Okay, so I want to drop my machine gun and run as fast as I can towards this guy.
So you can get to about next to the dead guy that's there as you're running.
Okay, and while I'm running, I want to scream out, "Ah!" like that.
Okay. Do you happen to have an intimidation skill?
Yeah.
Roll that for me. I want to see what happens.
3 successes.
Aaron, I just want to say that you sound like Grover.
Yeah, but Grover who just shot the fuck out of someone with a machine gun.
So Super Grover, okay.
So the guy that you're running at, he kind of like sees you coming and he gets wide-eyed and stumbles back a little bit and trips over himself as he turns around frantically. And he runs himself over this way. Well, he runs across this way to the back of the van, and he's trying to get the back of the van open. The other guy who came out of the vehicle sees that guy coming, and he says, "This isn't worth it!" And he runs to the front and tries to get the vehicle started, and it's not starting. And the guy who's dove over the top of the 2 cars behind, when the battle kind of first started, he just starts running, like just running down the street. Case is up.
Are any of these guys showing any cyberware?
No.
Okay, he targets the closest pistol and do another brute force. 4 successes.
You got 4 net hits.
All right, I get my mark and 2 matrix damage on his pistol.
Yonkers, you got 1 more action.
Guy who just started trying to start the car is going to have a bad day. Called shot vitals, double tap to the head.
You'll be shooting through the glass on the vehicle, just so you're aware.
2 successes. You better get lucky.
You shot through the glass. The glass is not going to be an issue anymore. It shatters. The window that you shot through shatters and falls down. So there's no window between you guys now. Everybody roll initiative.
Malibu got an initiative of 12.
Yonkers is at 35. It's safe to say he goes first.
But he's going to redo what he just tried to do and try and put 2 more rounds into this guy's skull. So 3 successes.
3 net hits. We'll say he's down. Actually, I'm going to interrupt. Both of my guys are going to take an interrupt action. They're going to spend their points of edge to go before anybody else, and they're going to start running as fast as they can down the street. So they're fleeing.
Okay.
You can still go if you want. I'm just telling you that that happened.
There's no point now. Yeah, there's no point now. Not if they're running.
Is anybody else going to pursue them?
Yonkers will slide right and put bullets down range after them. If I hit them or not really doesn't matter. Indulging Lido here.
All right. That's fine. You move to the right and you fire after them, and you hit one of them in the shoulder and they make it down the road, but they're gone. And you've got three dead gang members on the ground, and if you look at the back of their jackets, lying on the ground, you see that it's like a skull and crossbones sort of that's bloody, and it says Fleshmongers on it.
Charming.
And there's a girl lying on the ground on the back of the vehicle that was there. She's rolled under the vehicle by now, and she's cowering, whimpering.
Malibu, check on the kid. I'll make sure that we don't have any more unwanted guests.
All right, I go up to the car and I try to be my most unscary person now after screaming and intimidating everyone. And I want to say, hey, little girl, don't be scared.
She's cowering back and kind of hiding her face and looking over her hands at you, kind of, not sure what she should do. Roll a charisma kind of sort of test. If you have an etiquette, maybe that would work.
6 successes.
6 hits is plenty. She sees you and she runs up and throws herself at Malibu and into his arms and starts crying and says, "Are they gone? Are they gone?"
I say, hey, little dudette, it's all good. Just chill. And I start walking back carefully towards the truck and shield her from the direction of the people with my body.
She says, "Mommy and Daddy, they're in the other car. They took them into the back of that other car."
Oh my gosh! All right, once I get her to the van, I put her inside the van, and then I guess I'll go back and check the other car.
They're tied up in
carefully and such not.
Yeah, you open the door. There's you have to shove the. Well, no, that guy ran. So you open the back of the van, and they're scared, but they're tied up and conscious in the back of the van.
Is anybody else in the van? I mean, I check it pretty thoroughly and make sure it's safe, and then I'll untie them and ask them what the hell was going on.
There's nobody in the back of the van. Nobody else in the van except for the dead guy who is trying to drive away. And they look at you and they jump up and they say, "Oh my God, are those guys gone? I don't know who they were. They stopped us and they rammed us off the road and then they just started grabbing us and they threw us in the back of here. My daughter Olivia, where is she?"
Hey, she's safe with my friends, but hey, man, what are you guys doing driving out here in this nice car? And what do you expect to happen? You're in the middle of the freaking wasteland out here.
Well, the car might be nice to Malibu, but it's certainly not that nice of a car. It's an old car. It's about 30 years old.
I mean, it runs, which is better than most of the cars out here.
Fair enough. So they say, "We were just trying to get home. We I don't know. We took a wrong turn, and it's just all I care about is that Olivia's safe. Where is she? Please tell me."
She's right here, man. Come on, and I'll take the guy back to the van.
When the little girl sees her presumably her father and her mother, she lets out a cry and jumps up and hugs them, and they all have a family cry together.
I awkwardly pat the dad's shoulder and say, "It's all good, dude. It's all good."
I don't know how you saved my family. I'm so grateful.
Well, I mean, we accept rewards, so
I wish we had something to give you, but we don't.
Well, why don't you guys drive? I mean, where do you live? Do you live out here?
We live what I think a couple of miles that way, and he just points down the road.
Well, you might want to be careful because there's people apparently kidnapping families for body parts or something around here. So, I mean, we're heading. Are we heading in the same direction they were going to go?
The direction that he pointed, yes, that's the direction that you're headed.
All right, I guess I'll confer with my comrades who are all kind of AFK right now, I think. But I would like to, I guess, escort them back home.
What do you guys think, Davros? What does Davros think about that?
I mean, we are supposed to be meeting the other guy. I think we've done enough to these people. I think they could probably make their way home. I mean, we have a paying job on the line. I'm not sure if I want to.
Nephew, have I not taught you the importance of family?
You've taught me the importance of money, Uncle, and I don't think we're going to be getting much here.
Well, we can loot these bodies and take all their cred sticks and sell their guns.
I think I'd just rather go to the paying gig, but
Well, I'm definitely going to loot these bodies, so let's at least take the time to do that, and then let's make sure they're going in the same direction we're going. Just make sure they get home. Make sure the little girl doesn't get eaten by ghouls or whatever these people are, and we'll go meet the guy. I mean, come on, he's been 10 minutes.
Yeah, all right. I guess the girl is pretty cute. We can make sure they get home okay.
I do want to loot. I mean, did the bodies have any cool guns or anything?
There's 3 dead bodies, and each of them were carrying an Ares Predator 5. They also have. They each are wearing a now damaged armor vest, but it's pretty bloody and damaged.
No, I'll just take the 3 predators. That's all I'll take. Do they have any good cyberware?
Each of them is also carrying a dose of cram, so 3 doses of cram could be looted altogether. They don't have any cyberware, not anything that you can tell.
grab their comm links while you're at it. We can repurpose them for other things.
Yeah, there are three rating 1 device rating 1 comm links. They're meta links for game stat purposes.
Okay, I give those to the deck ahead, and then I take the predators and put them in my motorcycle saddlebag.
Okay, Case, while he's doing this, he gets out of the car, out of the van, and walks over to the family's car. Excuse me. And sticks a tag on it just so that he can track it as they're driving, just in case they get separated.
Okay, I'll tell you what. I'm gonna, just to make it easier for them to get. I'll escort the family home on my motorcycle, and then they can go and meet the Johnson, and I will just be a little late. I wanted to hang out anyway on the outside, so.
All right. Did you spend any edge in that combat, or have you spent any edge yet, Stephen? Has Case spent any edge?
Just in the downtime.
All right, so you have all your edge, right?
Yes.
All right, then never mind. Malibu, go ahead and refresh yourself a point of edge. I'm going to reward you for taking the time to escort that family.
Malibu, yeah! Getting everyone to love my new catchphrase.